Hey everyone, in the news this week, yet another scam on the go from Harry and Meghan. This time it's a rosé wine at $30 a bottle. Reviews have come in with words like acidic and unbalanced, but no news yet about the wine. It's also Wimbledon, and I'll be supporting the Scottish player, Djokovic. I once went to the funeral of someone who was killed by a tennis ball. It was a good service. And a Channel Tunnel train had to be abandoned, and the newspaper described this as, quote, evacuating onto the tracks, although that might just have been describing how the train's toilet system functioned. Probably the largest story of the last week, though, was the news that apparently there is no Jeffrey Epstein list. The government said that no list of names ever existed, and then it went on to release a tape to once and for all prove that he killed himself, despite that footage having a minute's worth of footage being edited out of it fairly clumsily. Formerly accused Obama associate Alan Dershowitz then went on camera to say that there absolutely was a list, and he'd personally seen the list as part of the defamation court case he had in 2023, although apparently he's not legally allowed to name any of the people. Although the guy's 86, if I were him, I'd just name every single one of them and let the place burn to the ground. All of this comes as no real surprise, though. The government cannot possibly list the names because they almost certainly contain several presidents and power brokers, almost all of whom are still alive today. There's far too much money and prestige for the real truth to come out, at least for several decades to come, although it certainly solidifies the theory that Jeffrey Epstein was a pawn who managed to control people in governments using blackmail, or more specifically, a white female in the form of Ghislaine Maxwell. The best analogy I can think for all this is really the similarity to the JFK assassination, which was also denied and covered up. You'll remember, of course, that the Warren Commission was set up to investigate that and very quickly absolved the CIA. Then President Nixon found out that the CIA did remove Kennedy, and 4 or 5 of the burglars involved in the Watergate break-in were from the CIA, and Gerald Ford was very quickly chosen as his replacement. Gerald Ford was, of course, on the Warren Commission, but people tend to forget that part. Oh, also, and George Bush Sr., who later became president, was in the CIA and was in Dallas on the day that Kennedy was killed. Anyway, let's leave it at that, I guess. This will be my last video for a couple of weeks, by the way. I'm going to be off on the Grande Vacances, as the French say, and I'll be back in about 6 weeks. So I guess see you in the autumn. If you like these, please subscribe. Bye.